Afternoon everyone. I'm in Cambridgeshire this afternoon and I'm doing another little day walk to add miles to my Macmillan Cancer Support Challenge for October. So the challenge is to walk 100 miles throughout the month, and as it currently stands at the time of filming, I'm up to 90 miles. I've got 10 miles to go. And this walk today is 6.5 miles, so it'll leave me with a little bit to do for, well, tomorrow. So it's been a tough challenge actually, tougher than I expected it to be. I thought 100 miles in a month wouldn't be too bad, but I've sort of done little and often. I've done like short sort of power walks on the treadmill and stuff like that at work, and they were horrible because they were killing my knees. So I was like, right, I need to do longer day walks, and then I can sort of have like the odd day off and stuff and recover from it. So we are in Knapwell, which is not too far from Papworth Everard, which isn't too far from Cambridge. You've all heard of Cambridge. We're going to also be passing through the village of Elsworth. But the first thing to point out is down this lovely tree-lined trackway, at the end of it is a church called All Saints, and then just past that is a huge nature reserve with woodlands and stuff. And I've had this country walking cut out for quite a long time, and I sort of considered this one to be a wild camp, but of course I'm not going to be doing that. So 6.5 miles, not too bad. However, it is something like 2:30 already, and I've only just got here. Basically, I had a bit of a nightmare getting here. It was meant to take 55 minutes, it ended up taking an hour and a half, because Cambridgeshire isn't that far from me really, but they'd had like closures and stuff on the M11 motorway. So it took me the long way round, all the way up through Hertfordshire, up through Cambridgeshire to get here. So it wasn't ideal anyway, but we're here now. That's the main thing. I have got a cider to review. It's one from Aldi. It's just a cheap one. I think it's like pineapple and raspberry, something like that. So we'll give that a go. Who knows, if I don't get it done on the walk, I'll have to do it in my car, which is just next to me. There's a little place you can park here under the trees by the church. Got some food with me, a couple of rolls and stuff like that, but we're just going to aim to try and smash this one out really. I can't wait for Monday when this challenge is over and I don't have to do any more of this challenge. I've actually enjoyed walking a lot less. Like, I really had to drag myself out today, and that's not like me. I love walking, but this sort of, it felt like it become like a job, like a chore, and I was like, I don't want to do this again really, but we've got to do it. It's for a worthy cause, for Macmillan Cancer. They do some fantastic work, and like I've said before, cancer affects just about everybody. So by the time I post this, it'll probably be like December or something. I've got quite a lot of videos to catch up on, editing and posting. Anyways, right, we're waffling on. Let's crack on with this walk. I'll show you some little bits along the way, have a bit of fun. So enough talking, and let's get walking. Woo! The walk starts in the village of Knapwell, one of the most unspoilt villages in Cambridgeshire, with very little modern development. While following the fieldside footpaths and tracks, we may well be following in the footsteps of Reverend Wilbert Vere Aldry, author of the Railway series children's books featuring Thomas the Tank Engine, who was rector of the parish between 1946 and 1953. After leaving the pretty village, the walk takes in some of Hope Farm, an RSPB acquisition in 2010, which has taken on nature-friendly farming resulting in increases in bird numbers locally, such as reed bunting, yellowhammer, goldfinch and skylark. We've now left the St Neots Road and roundabout behind, heading up to Elsworth. But first we pass in Lawn Farm Fishery and Elsworth Wood along this track. Apparently here, slow children are playing. So with these kids, you've got to give them a chance. You've got to give them time just to, you know, pick things up. But they'll learn. They're just slower learning, obviously, because they're slow children. So we're just passing Lawn Farm Fishery now. It looked like there's a few lakes there and stuff. If you're into your fishing, then that's probably right up your street. There's there's quite a few people on the lakes. There's a little shop there. You know, they've got a lot. Caravan park as well. I don't know if that's so you can stay in a caravan there, or I think it's just where you can park your caravan, you know, like rent a space to park it when you're not using it out of season. I think so, because I've seen that with a lot of farms. It's, you know, at first you think they're selling caravans, or it's like a, you know, like a campsite sort of thing, but I think a lot of them have like space that they rent out for people to, you know, just store their caravan. Although I always kind of think, if you've not got space to store a caravan on your driveway or like at your house, you probably shouldn't own a caravan, or you should consider having a house with a bigger driveway or something. Don't know, just, I'm probably going to get abuse in the comments for that, but like, I think I'm onto something there. Like, you know, if I was like, oh, thinking of getting a caravan, you know, but I ain't got the space to store it, I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to store it and pay rent on that. I can't see the point. That's stupid. Anyway, but each to their own, eh? This is proper muddy here. This bit, this has been churned up by the gamekeeper who just went past me on a little quad bike, looked at me like I had 3 heads, you know. It's like, I think they forget that people actually go for walks. You know, round here you're either storing your fucking caravan that you can't really justify buying, or you're fishing. Walkers, they forget it's a public right of way. And he just was looking at me just like that. Who do we have here then? You're not local. Right, we're passing Elsworth Wood soon. Funny as well, I'd considered that as a possible wild camping spot. That's up the Swanee, definitely. Clearly you're not getting away with that here, Sonny Jim. We're just on the corner here in Elsworth, right under the village sign, and just opposite the poacher of Elsworth, and it's a lovely little old thatched pub. It looks closed though at the moment, which is all well and good, because to be honest with you, it's I haven't really got the time to stop in the pub anyway and have a drink. I've got a cider anyway with me, so, but looks like a really nice pub. You know it's a nice village when even the bus stops are thatched. Well, I thought it was such a nice little bus stop that I thought I'd actually sit here and have me lunch. The lighting's not great in here, I'm afraid, so I'll bring you around. Ah, yeah, just behind me is the the village green, like the playing fields, and there's a pavilion. Maybe they play cricket here. Yeah, they do play cricket. I can see the things. So while you're waiting for your bus, you can watch the cricket if it's on at the same time as the buses. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Got me grub in here. I'm going to get eating now. I'll have the cider a bit later on though, probably back at the car. It sounds to me like Roger needs to keep 2 metres apart. Just up this lovely tree-lined path is Holy Trinity Church, the parish church of Elsworth. There was a slight little detour there as I was filming the church, Holy Trinity Church. The church warden saw me in the graveyard and come over and said the church is open if you want to come and have a look round. I'm going to be keeping it open all night so that he can put the clocks back, because the clocks go back tonight. So he just literally let me go in there, and we was chatting for a little bit, and he was telling me about the church and stuff. I didn't get too much footage because I kind of didn't want to take up too much of his time, and also I've got to get back before it gets too dark. I think the sun is starting to set, but fascinating. And of course, the famous thing about Elsworth and Knapwell is the rector. Well, he's not the rector anymore, but the rector, I think in the 50s or something, was the guy who wrote the Thomas the Tank Engine books, the famous kids books. How cool's that? So that's your history for the day. This has made me laugh, this. So it says they've made a typo on the direction. It says pass through a kissing gate to now follow the Pathfinder way. Obviously someone northern designed this route. Now. After passing through Elsworth, another quaint village with thatched cottages, the route returns along part of the Pathfinder Way. This is a circular 46-mile route which links historic RAF Pathfinder stations via countryside paths and passes a number of wartime memorials along the way. Look out for the waymark used for the Pathfinder Way, a circular disc with the silhouette of a Mosquito aircraft. I'd missed my turn off, but I think it's ended up right because I've just come out of the Pathfinder Way here, back in Knapwell. We passed this earlier on in the walk, so that worked out all right in the end. Actually, I was sort of umming and ahhing, have I gone the wrong way, and somehow I found the footpath and the Pathfinder Way again, and ended up at that sort of like dilapidated old house here in Knapwell in the high street. Sort of high street, it makes it sound like it's a busy, thriving place. It's a sleepy little village. And then up here on the right is going to be the turning for the church and the nature reserve where the car is. So I will see you back there, and I think we'll treat ourselves to the celebratory cider. Why not? I've carried it all this way, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? And I know you'd kick off in the comments if I don't do a cider review. Bunch of pissheads. That's me back at the car, and that is the end of the walk. Now, I suppose for some of you now this is going to be the most interesting bit, the cider. I know the lighting's not great because I've only got the car light here, and I could try and get my head torch out and stuff and throw some light on the situation, but I can't be bothered. And I just want to drink this. So if you can just about see that, it's Auska Alska cider. Someone corrected me once, I can't remember. Alska cider from Aldi's. Pineapple and raspberry. It's 4%. Alska means love in Swedish, apparently. Oh, smells good. Yeah, cheers everyone, and cheers to Macmillan Cancer Support for putting together a cracking little challenge, the 100 miles throughout October challenge. It's been brutal, a lot tougher than I expected, but then that's good. That's what a challenge should be. So cheers. Oh hello, that pineapple's gorgeous. I've had pineapple and raspberry ciders before, I think, like from different companies. This one's pretty good. It's not, I don't think it's too sickly, and the flavours complement each other well. You wouldn't think they would work together because they're very standoutish kind of flavours. You know, there's not, one of them's not a subtle flavour. They're both like in your face, you know, raspberry and pineapple, but they complement each other well. They don't overshadow each other. I suppose like the tartness of like raspberry, I think is slightly more prevalent than the pineapple, but it's good, and it's not overly fizzy either. It feels a bit gassy, like I'm drinking this quite quick to get a review in, so it'll probably give me absolutely horrific wind, like literally, like, you know when burps are so strong they're actually painful, yeah, and it hurts your chest. Those ones, I'll probably get one of those, one or two of them. I mean, it's not the greatest cider I've ever had, it's not the worst cider I've ever had. I'm gonna go 6.7 out of 10. I would drink one again. I wouldn't not drink it, but if you gave me a choice of all the ciders in the world, I wouldn't pick this one as my standout, like I've got to have that sort of thing. But if it was like this, or Strongbow, or like Bulmers, or Rekorderlig, or Kopparberg, I'd probably pick this. Not the greatest reviews. I'm getting shit at these reviews. I'm just going to drink the cider, show you what I'm drinking, and there we go. I think I'm just going to drink the ciders and show you what I'm drinking, and that's it, and just go, it's good, it's bad, that's it. I've looked on Google Maps earlier, and I actually discovered that there's a gibbet, which is where they used to hang people from many years ago. Like, I don't know if they used to hang the body there like until they were dead, like, you know, like hang them, or whether they hung the body up in like a cage on a gibbet. I think it was like in a cage, and like the birds would peck at them, and it was like they'd put a dead body up there, like of a criminal or something, as a warning, you know. And that's at Caxton, and Caxton is literally just round the corner, and there's a McDonald's there as well. So I'm thinking of going there just quickly before I go home, because I want to have a look at that. And I've heard about Caxton Gibbet before, I've seen videos on it and stuff, and I know some of you, when you see this video, will go, Tom, you have to go and see Caxton Gibbet, it's just round the corner, it's right up your street. And you're right, it is, that's my kind of history. So might go and have a butcher's at that quickly. If it's not too dark, I'll try and get some photos. If not, it's for my eyes only, like James Bond. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for joining me as always. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe everyone, and please be nice to one another. See you soon. Bye. Here we go, here's the gibbet at Caxton Gibbet McDonald's, and I don't know if it's the original one, but either way it looks pretty old. How cool is that? Nice. I wonder how many people that are sat in this McDonald's car park tucking into their Big Macs, and I wonder how many of them know that that's an old gibbet, and that criminals were hung from that right next to where they're eating. Dead bodies were hanging from there, and you're tucking into some chicken selects. Morbid fuckers. Nice. I'm so glad I got to see that. That was really cool. That's like the cherry on the cake for me for this video. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you later, everyone. That was cool as, I tell you. People were just looking at me just like, what's he doing? Photographing a bit of wood. Like, it's no ordinary bit of wood, my friend. Anyway, that's what she said. Hey!
Thank you.